This is part 2 of today's lesson. Again, we're still looking at theoretical probability. I wrote up the example of what that represents here. And again, when I think of it as the number of ways an event can occur as being a success. And so we're looking at the successes over the total number of outcomes. And so let's take a look at different problems that we'll end up seeing. And so the first one, we have 15 girls and 9 boys in Anna's yoga class. One of them is randomly selected to demonstrate a yoga position. Find the probability of each event. Well, the event here is selecting a boy. And so probability of a boy means that a success represents having a boy. Well, there are 9 boys, so 9 would go on top. And the total goes on the bottom. So you have to add up the number of girls and number of boys, and that would be the total. And so when I do that addition, I get 24, but I'm not done there because I need to reduce the fraction. So I got 9 over 24. I'm going to do some reducing there, take out the common factor of 3, and when I do that, I'm left here with a 3 over 8. So 3/8, that is the probability of selecting a boy. Selecting a girl? Well, girl would be the same sort of thing, except it's going to be the opposite. It's of not a boy. And so a couple of different ways we can do that. Let's take a look at this way. We can start off with 15 girls out of the total number. Well, we know the total number, again, is 24 when I add the 15 and the 9. I've already done that, so I don't need to do that again, really. I could just reduce the fraction, take out that common factor of 3 and get my answer, 5/8. And that is the answer. But there's another way you can do that. Once you've simplified this problem, then the number of boys was 3 out of 8. Well, the number of girls is what plus 3 equals 8. Or it's just 1 minus 3/8. If you take 3/8 away from 1, again, you can treat 1 as a fraction like 8/8. Take the 3/8 away from it, you're left with 5/8. The same answer we have right here. So a couple different ways you can do that problem. One more real quick, is if you have 3 out of 8, then you just subtract the total from the amount that you had of boys, and that gives you the amount of girls, 5 out of 8, because it's always the number of girls out of the total. The next one is the probability of each event when we are rolling 2 number cubes. So we've got 2 of them, and so we want to find the probability of rolling a 5. Well, here's what I would do. Let's go ahead and draw a box. And in this box, I'm going to write down the different outcomes, because we've got lots of outcomes when we roll dice. So let's take a look at those outcomes. We can either roll, here's die 1, we'll call this one. We have the outcomes of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 6. Well, on die 2, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Now, what you typically do with dice is you roll them and you add up those numbers. So let's do that. Here's 1 and a 1. That would add to make 2. 1 and 2 adds to make 3. 1 and 3 is 4, and then 5, 6, and 7. So over here, now we roll a 2. And here we roll a 1, so those add to make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, 8 I got by 2 plus 6 is 8. So I'm just counting up by 1. That's how I was able to go so quickly. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and now I'm just going up 1 more each time. So 3 plus 2 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's just a quick way of coming up with all the different outcomes. See, 4 plus 1 is 5, and then this would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The reason I can just go in order like that is because I'm going up by 1 each time over here. 5 plus 1 is 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then the next one, 6 plus 1 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 6 plus 6 would be 12. So those are the different outcomes. So let's take a look at the total of 5. So we have to be able to roll a 5 here. So let's take a look at how many 5s there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 out of how many total? Well, 6 times 6 makes 36. So there's 36 total. So you need to reduce that fraction. Take out that common factor. Divide it both by 4, and we'll get our answer of 1 over 9. So there is the answer. Over here, a total of 10. We'll just count up the number of 10s. So let's see how many we have. We've got 1, 2, 3 10s. So 3 out of 36. Do that reducing, take out that common factor, divide by 3, and that will give us our answer. So we end up doing that division. We end up with a 1 over 12. So there it is. Well, now we want a total that's greater than or equal to 7. So we count up those numbers here. So let's take a look at that. We've got greater than or equal to means we got to include the 7s. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we had 21 out of 36. Well, there's a common factor there, so we can go ahead and take out that common factor. Let's go ahead and divide by 3, and we're left with a 7 over 12. And so there it is, 7/12. Total that is less than 2. Oh, do we have any numbers less than 2 when we rolled 2 dice? 2 is the smallest, so no we don't. We have 0 over 36, which would just be 0. So that's an impossible event. Remember, probability ranges from 0 to 1. 0 is impossible. 1 is a certain event. It will happen. Like for saying rolling 2 dice and getting a number greater than 2, greater than or equal to 2, but less than or equal to 12. Well, you're going to get one of those. That would be a certain event. And so there we have it. Probability, somewhere in between 0 and 1. If it's impossible, it's 0. Certain, it's 1. Those are the problems you'll see on tonight's homework. Good luck.